Hello everyone, welcome to new session of electromagnetic fields and transmission lines. Now we will extend our discussion towards the basic parameters in electromagnetic fields. As we know that electromagnetic fields is combination of electro and magnetic, these two words. So we will explore it in more detail, and we will also discuss the basics of charges, basics of electric field, and the basics what we require to understand this subject in more detail and in more interesting manner. So let us begin our journey. First, let us explore the meaning of electrostatic and magnetostatic. Electromagnetic is combination of two words. First word is electrostatic. So as name suggests, electro means it is related to electric field, and static means the system which is in rest. That means the system is not dynamic, it is not changing. So in first part we have to understand the system which is in static nature and it is of electric field. Second term is magnetostatic. So magnetostatic is also combination of two words. First one is magneto. Magneto means which is related to magnetic field. And second part is static, that means which is in rest. So what is this flow? I will tell you. First part in this subject, as we discussed in the syllabus, we have to understand the basics of electric and magnetic fields. What is our application example? Application example is the mobile tower is our example source, and a mobile phone is our example destination. So in between them what we have? We have electromagnetic fields. Now these fields have two parts. One is electric field and another one is magnetic field. Something like this. So these fields are changing with respect to time. These are changing with respect to time. But before moving to complex system, what we do? We will study these fields separately. So say separately we will study magnetic field in rest, and then separately we will study electric field in rest, and then we will combinedly study them for a moving wave. So in first part we will discuss the static condition for electric as well as magnetic condition. So all this starts with the basic type of currents. We know there are two types of currents. First one is direct current, second one is alternating current. Direct current means it will have a same amplitude. There is no change in the magnitude. There is no change in the amplitude or frequency of this signal. That is alternating signal. Second type is first one was the direct current. Now second one is alternating current. Here we can see that the values are continuously changing with respect to time. So voltage or current will be changing in alternating form. These are two types of currents normally we use. Now this subject, the electrostatic part, is mainly depending upon the Coulomb's law, and Coulomb's law is based on the Newton's law. So let us begin with the Newton's law. What Newton stated? Newton stated that if two objects of different masses are separated by some distance r, then the force between them will be product of two masses, and it will be inversely proportional to the square distance between them. Now this is about the Newton's law. Then on the same lines, Coulomb stated the relation between two charges. Now charges is main object in this today's session. Charges are tiny objects, tiny particles, like electrons are negatively charged particles. Now for better understanding in 3D, if you imagine the enlarged version of a single point, if I make a point, that means it is a point charge. But for simplicity, if we zoom it, if we expand the point in all the direction, it will look like a sphere. So for simplicity, we will represent our charges like a spherical shape. So here you can consider there are two charges present in space. So this is how we will show the charges. Now these charges may be in some 3D space. We have discussed different coordinate systems. Now this one is showing there are two charges present in a Cartesian coordinate system. They have a fixed location at different places. You can see their shadow is visible. Now this is one setup where we can imagine two charges present in a 3D space. Now this may be shown like this also. Just for understanding purpose, we are giving it a three-dimensional view so that we can imagine it in a better way. So let us give them name. Now here we have two charges. We will name them charge Q1 and charge Q2. So according to Coulomb's law, what Coulomb stated, he gives the relation of force between two charges. Now this force may have two types of relations. First one, it may have some attractive relation or it may have some repulsive relation. To represent them, their relation, Coulomb stated that the force between these two charges will be proportional to the product of charges. So first force will be proportional to say Q1 and Q2, that is the product of two charges. And next what he stated that they will be inversely proportional to the square distance between them. So here we are representing the distance r, which is between charge Q1 and charge Q2. So this force will be inversely proportional to the square distance between them. So if we club these two relations and if we write one equation for a force, then we can write it as say force proportional to Q1 Q2 divided by r square. So if we want to remove this constant, this proportionality sign, we have to add one constant k. Now this constant k is related with the permission of the medium and the shape of this charge. Say this k is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So epsilon naught is the permittivity of the medium and 1 upon 4 pi is related with the spherical shape of this charge. So this constant of proportionality we will add in this equation. So what will be the force equation? We will have the equation of Coulomb's law for these two charges. We can write as say force equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So this is Coulomb's law. Now these forces are vectors. So if we have to write it in the vector form, then what we will do, first thing we will add one bar on the head of F, and along with that we have to add the direction. So one part will be magnitude. So here we have magnitude and second part will be direction. So this total vector is combination of magnitude as well as direction. Now these forces are applying on different charges in space, from one charge to another charge, or from many charges to one charge, or from one charge to many charges. Now this force is required to analyze the electric field intensity, because the definition of electric field intensity is based on the forces between the charges. Now here we have the basic definition of electric field intensity. What is electric field intensity? It is defined as force per charge. That means how much force is exerted on a charge. That count is nothing but electric field intensity. Now if you take example of mobile phone, sometimes we get more signal if we are closer to the antenna. Sometimes we say that signal is weak, we get less signal lines. What does that represent? It represents that the strength values of electric field and magnetic fields are less. Now this count of electric and magnetic field is defined in this relation. Here we can see this is electric field, which is force per charge. This antenna may have some shape of printed antenna. That is nothing but the combination of charges spreaded on a surface. So there is a force on the charges of the source or destination antenna. Based on that, we give the relation for electric field intensity. It is force per charge. Now next we will discuss the basic charges, the behavior of charges. Now charges are at the basic element of everything. From the charges we get everything. If you are a student of electrical or electronics or EC, then the definition of your branch starts from the electronics, which is derived from the movement of electrons, and electrons are nothing but charges. Charge is at the base of everything what we study in our branches. So these charges may have two types of polarities on them. First type is positive polarity. So we can say it is a plus Q. Now these charges and electric field are closely related. Whenever there are charges, there will be production of electric field intensity. You can compare it like a sun. Sun is like a same shape, square shape, and in all the direction it emits the light. Similar way, a positive charge emits electric field intensity in all the direction, and it will be perpendicular to the surface of the charge. Same like the light. One more thing you have to remember, that light is also an electromagnetic wave. So that is part of spectrum, visible spectrum, that is also nothing but electromagnetic wave. Now let us come back to these charges. So charges are giving out electric field intensity in all the direction if it is a positive charge. Now if you imagine, like from sun or any light source, the light is going out. First they will be very close to each other, but as they go away from the source, then you can see that the distance between them is increasing. So if we are watching towards this light from the earth, then we feel that these lines are perpendicular to each other, but in actual they are perpendicular to the source. So positive charges will give out the electric field intensity outward. Now if we talk about negative charges are the receivers. They will receive all the electric field intensity towards them, and that will also have the perpendicular relation. So they will come towards negative charges in perpendicular way. This is like the nature's law, opposite attracts. Positive charges will send out the force lines in the form of electric field, and negative charges will accept them, and this will make the bonding. So that also we will see how it goes. Few more properties of charges. If we have similar charges like two positive charges, then what they will do, they will repel each other, as we discussed that force may be attractive force or force may be repulsive force. If two similar charges are there, they will go away from each other. What may be the reason? Again, same reason. As we say, for positive charges, the force lines are going outward. Similarly, for another charge also, force lines are going outward. Now these outward force lines are not matching with each other. They will repel each other away. So this is similar charges, those who are repelling each other. Then if we have opposite charges, positive and negative, then what will happen? They will attract each other. Why they will attract? From positive, the field lines are going out. For negative, it will take inside. So there will be bonding between the positive and negative charges. So we say that opposite charges attract each other. This is about the charges. Same, no? Okay, so here we have opposite similar charges where they are attracting each other. Now if we relate it with the electric field intensity, there will be one source line. This source line will apply some forces on some given points, and there will be some distance r between them. So we will consider one source and one destination where we have to calculate the various strengths of electric and magnetic fields. So this may be one example of source antenna where the field lines are going out, and there may be charges present in space. Few may be positive, few may be negative, and if they are opposite charges, one positive, one negative, then suppose if this is positive charge giving out the force line, then this, if it is coming inside, this is a negative charge. They will attract each other. If they are similar charges, they will repel each other. In next diagram we can see, now here we have one positive, one negative, and one more positive charge. So for this positive charge, electric field intensities are going out in all the direction. So these are electric field lines perpendicular to each other going outwards. If there is a negative charge, there will be bonding between negative and positive charge. If there is another positive charge, then that positive charge will also have some kind of force of attraction with that negative charge. So there may be various charges present in space, and all of them are applying some forces on each other. These forces may be attractive or repulsive. So here we can see a zoom view of a charge. We can imagine a positive charge, a spherical shape, and on that charge the electric field intensity lines will be perpendicular to the surface of charge. They will be always perpendicular to the surface of charge. As they go away, the distance between them may be increased. Okay, one more thing about electric field intensity we have to remember is that the direction of electric field intensity. The direction of electric field intensity is always from positive to negative, as we have seen in the example of charges. So if we consider this diagram where we have one capacitor, one resistor, and one battery source. For battery source, we have polarities. This side we have plus, this side we have minus. So the direction of electric field intensity will be from positive to negative for this battery source. If it is a resistor R, this one is positive, this one is negative. So from positive to negative is the direction of electric field intensity. Similar way, we have one capacitor. If one plate is positive, another plate is negative, then the direction of electric field intensity is from positive to negative. Now let us focus on this capacitor alone in separate diagram. So here we have just zooming out towards the capacitor. So here we can see these imaginary arrows are representing the electric field lines. They are starting from positive terminal and going toward the negative terminal. We don't have the actual arrows. These are invisible force lines. Just for representation purpose, we are using this diagram, where you have to remember that it always flows from positive to negative. Positive charges, they go out. From negative charges, they come in. So this flow goes like this. So this is about the direction of electric field intensity. So here also we can see in the diagram positive plate, negative plate, and we have the electric field intensity line. So a few more concepts of charges, and next topic we will continue in the next session. Till then, have a good time. Thank you.